Bitcoin made a clean breakout of the channel. Horizontal support held, and LARSSON line didn't flip blue. That warrants a sip of the coffee and a told you so moment. LARSSON line did flip grey because the situation started getting increasingly unclear. In the moment, there is no way of knowing how long a downward sloping channel like this will persist under classical charting, and if it will break on the upside like this or on the downside like that. Also, the horizontal support breakdown that we had on the 1st of May was a legit breakdown. At that moment, reducing positions would be correct. So how could LARSSON line know that that wasn't gonna happen? At least not at that moment, but that we would bounce back, retest support, and jump back up to over 66,000. The answer is of course that LARSSON line doesn't know anything, and it's at moments like this where my worry is that people start relying on it too much, because it's not gonna be like this every time. It's not some kind of prophecy, but I also didn't just pull it out of my nose all those years back. I did a lot of research, and the situation we had here isn't the first time. The objective instead is to find something that works on average. This isn't gonna work every time, guys. It's not a prophecy, so don't take all your money on one big leveraged bet or something, just because it has worked so many times in the past. But for now, I'm just happy that I could share this with all of you. I hope you're entertained, and for now the situation looks great. One change, given this week of price action, I have a new base level for the support level to watch, and it is now 60,800. So we are a little more generous on the downside. And on the upside, the level that I will be monitoring for a breakout, which is a combination of the price action over here and the volume profile, is now 71,400. So why did Bitcoin pump? Is it the BlackRock? Is it the whales? Is it the miners? Is it the halving? Or why is it? It's neither of those, and if you follow the channel for some time, you probably know what I will say next. And look here for yourself. Here is the US government bonds 2-year yield. And if we start on the weekly chart, you see that this chart had a major resistance zone here at around 5%. And the support zone down here at 4.1, 4.2%. And what has happened the past year is that price hit resistance, turned down, reached support, turned up, and 2 weeks ago price hit resistance again, it rejected and turned down again. That's what has been driving the pump in stocks, what has been driving the pump in Bitcoin. And if we zoom in on the daily chart, the rejection from support happened on the 1st of May. Price then bounced off this previous resistance that is now acting as support, and the second dump 2 days ago, yesterday, and touched down on support again. If we now go back to the Bitcoin chart, we overlay the inverse of the 2-year yield, so they point in the same direction. Here was May 1st, the bounce, May 14 is here, and the pump in yields got immediately reflected in the Bitcoin price. And if we go to stocks, you see exactly the same thing. The magnitudes are not the same, but the direction of the move is exactly the same. For soon 2 years, I've talked about this yield every single time. There's a lot of people explaining to me why this shouldn't work and why it's not right, but if you followed along here, I think you've seen the usefulness of this for yourself. So, I hope you are entertained. If we go back to stocks and look at the S&P 500, we have painted a new all-time high. And turns out that the timing of my stocks launch on LARSSON Line Pro wasn't too bad. Very happy about that. Gold, physical gold. We had a massive commodities engagement during 2023 with my friend Mark, where we nailed uranium and all the uranium companies. We nailed gold, we nailed silver. I hope you're happy about that too. Now let's go into the altcoins, because the situation is dramatically different. if we compare the top 3 altcoins by market cap. As I've highlighted many times, the Ethereum chart has been looking garbage for the longest time. We had 2 disappointing breakout attempts from this range. Since then, there has been nothing positive to say about the Ethereum chart. In fact, there is so much negative things to say. This support level here was absolute key for Ethereum. If we zoom out and take a step back, you see why. This was the key support level here. It had to hold, it didn't hold. And not only did this support, which had held so many times, fail, the previous support turned into resistance. Once, twice, 3 times. Rejected off previous support, now resistance. New lows have been made. This looks absolutely garbage, as I have been repeating for quite a long time now. And I'm saying that as the holder of the CTO.eth handle. If we then move to the next project by market cap, the situation looks drastically different, as you can see at a glance, which is very different from last year, where Binance BNB was in this constant downtrend on the BNB to BTC chart. LARSSON line blue almost the entire year, saved a lot of people, a lot of money, so happy I could offer you that. BNB also had this key support level, which went back all the way here to April 2021. So you can see here it broke in October last year. But then what happened? This chart made a clear bottom pattern and it broke back above that support in March 2024. I highlighted that ahead of time. Key support breakout with LARSSON line gold, looks fantastic. Price then went into this flag, which broke on the upside, met the target, retesting the upper boundary of that channel right now. And then sold, as many of you are very interested in. And I'm sorry, but there's gonna come another I told you so moment, because just like Ethereum, just like BNB, turns out that it's much easier to understand what's going on with this altcoin if looking at the SOL to BTC chart and the BTC to USD chart separately, instead of looking at the SOL to USD chart, because look how clean it gets. SOL BTC, just like ETH BTC, just like BNB BTC, had this very key support and resistance level. It was support here, then it became resistance many times, then end of 2023 and throughout 2024, it has been the key support level, the level that must hold, the level which, if it breaks, changes the situation completely. And if you followed along here on the channel, you know that the level I'm talking about is 0.002. It did not break, it held, and now comes the moment that I have been a little bit waiting for. Did LARSSON line flip blue on SOL BTC? No, it did not. Every single time I post one of these videos, there will be people in the comments, people on Twitter, who are not using it themselves, but think that they understand everything, while actually they do not. Subtle differences like this over long periods of time produce massive differences in the outcome. There's a lot more thought behind why I picked exactly this process than all those critics understand. Let's look at a few more charts. Rune, Thorchain, the DEX, is a project that many people are interested in. The situation is very similar to the other projects. There is this very key support resistance level that has failed twice, but right now, after this ascending triangle breakup, there's a chance that price climbs back over support. Let's see. Other people keep asking about ADA, about Cardano. Well, guys, I don't even need to comment. I'm sorry, but the chart looks like this. LARSSON line is down. There's not much more to say. Matic is actually a similar situation, had this very key support that failed, and look how useful classical charting support resistance is, and the simple idea to just follow the trend. You can see it here for yourself. I don't even need to comment on it. The next project by market cap is XRP. Lot of XRP holders. Well, guys, I printed socks for all our members saying hodl sucks, because you would get so much better results if you don't hodl in a downtrend. The OG meme coin, the project that created the category, the original Doge, look how clean and easy everything gets if you stay on the Doge to BTC chart, eliminating much of the speculative price action of Bitcoin versus USD. You can see here, there was a level, that was key support, it broke, it became resistance, Price tried to break out of that resistance, but it fell back down, still oscillating here below that resistance level. Last TA for today, bozo. A lot of you are asking about that. And for some reason, some people are still angry. Guys, price now is 0.1659. Price when I made the video in January was 0.0044. This one is up 3.7x. It was not a pump and dump like most of those meme coins. Back to technical analysis. As you can see, there is the key support level also on the USD chart, which is here. Price has bounced many times, but it has not broken down. If we now switch to the bozo to sol chart, similarly to the BTC charts that I showed previously, we see the same thing. There's a key support level here, which has held so many times that I can't even count it. Faked one time, shook some people out before it shot up again. Now keep bouncing on that support. That's all there is to it. But what about the trend then? What about LARSSON line? Let's go to trading view. Then we realize that the coin isn't actually here. This is another project with the same ticker. So you can't do this on TradingView, but if you have LARSSON Line Pro, you can see the LARSSON Line trend state against both the dollar and BTC. One final word on Bitcoin. If you really zoom out now, I have tried to fit the parabola as best as I can, assuming that the current bounce is still a bounce on the intact parabola. We don't know that. You know, the parabola could have been drawn like this, and this is instead a parabola break, and retesting the parabola on the wrong side. But without a LARSSON line blue flip, I'm gonna assume that the uptrend is intact. I'm gonna assume that history will play out similarly to the 4 parabolas we've had before this. I have only one website. If you want to join the course in Indicator or Pro, it's ctolarsson.com. Everything else is a scam. Thank you, Tack. CTO Larsson out. Hej då!